Okay, yesterday we looked at downward sweep picking. Today, guess what? We're going to be looking at upward sweep picking, and I'm actually quite enjoying this little diversion into the world of shred. It's kind of not often that I go there on my channel, but it can be quite fun, I think. So it's the same idea as yesterday. We're going to be working with these 4-note 7th chord arpeggios on the top 3 strings. This time we're going down, so the exercise now sounds like this. So exactly the same shapes involved like yesterday. Let's begin with this minor 7th shape, which is a little bit easier to get under the fingers. This is the best starting point, I think, to get into the actual feeling of the technique. So this time we're starting on the highest note and then descending the arpeggio. So we've got a C, and then we've got an A, an F, and a D. And the picking this time goes like this. We're starting with the downstroke, and then we're sweeping through this little D minor triad shape. So the A, F, and the D, we're playing that with an upward sweep of the pick. And remember from yesterday, with sweeping, it's really just one movement of the pick. We're not picking each of those notes individually. We're picking the first note and then letting the pick just come up through the remaining strings. And you'll also want to remember the muting too. We don't want this to sound like you're just strumming up through a chord. We want separation between the notes. So once you've played a note, you're going to release pressure with your fretting hand. So that's the thing to practice to begin with. So down and sweep. And I'm letting that first note ring a little bit longer, and then there's a triplet. I mean, you could try and play that as even 8th notes, but I think that's quite a bit harder. I think if you just let that first note ring a bit longer, and then you can set yourself up for the sweep. So that's a better way to start, a better rhythm to use with this in the beginning at least. So you might just want to play around with that shape to begin with. Just put some time in with that shape, get the feeling for the technique. When you're ready, you can then plug that arpeggio sweep idea into this kind of chord scale, this arpeggio scale. So we're going to begin with the 1 chord arpeggio, C major 7, but starting on the B, so starting on the 7th and sweeping through that. Then it's going to be D minor 7, E minor 7, that's F major 7, then we've got G dominant 7, A minor 7, and then finally we've got B minor 7 flat 5, and then you're back full circle to the C major 7th. So there we go. That's the shreddingest speed that I can play that particular exercise. And it's not something that I practice very much. I used to practice it a little bit. I used to be a bit more of a shredder than I am these days. But it's a fun technique to play around with. And as I said yesterday, it's not exclusively a shred thing. You can find uses for this technique in other styles. So it's actually well worth working on. So good luck with that, and I will see you tomorrow for another video.